What is up, KSI? What is up, YouTube? And
Domination.
Anyone else who may be watching? I am here with KSI Paratroop 7. Say hi.
Hi.
He has spoken. And we've been going over a general amount of questions, just like the other interviews. So, are you ready to get started?
Securing Charlie.
Yes, I guess so. Just ignore my brother in the background always.
We're in the lead.
Right. The first order of business is, recent, changes to your rank. Can you explain to everyone what that change was necessarily, and I guess just explain
it? Well, basically at the moment I am the head of internal affairs, which means I more or less assist with every single division on a certain level. Kind of like a secondary director, if you will. It's something new that we're trying to do, but it definitely benefits the community as protecting them and stuff like that. So it's a good overall for everybody.
Okay. And obviously you're a director over...
Enemy SATCOM spotted.
Well, I'm not directly over any division. Currently I'm over every single division.
And that's the change. It's a big change. So,
yep,
congrats for that. You could say this rank if you would like to for this next question, but what was the rank that you enjoyed most?
Oh, God. It's been so long. I'm going on almost 5 years now. I would say probably like a lieutenant. Well, no, I wouldn't even say lieutenant. I would say captain. When I originally started in KSI, I really liked doing Headhunter to the first captain. Like, that was my favorite thing to do. And I remember telling my founder, he was like, okay, we're finna promote you to general. It's like, no. It's like, I'd rather stay the first captain. But they forced it on me and made me become a general, which I still helped a lot with the Headhunter.
Losing B!
Okay.
We lost B!
Throughout the time, I guess, when you were ranking up, who is someone that you look up to, like, in a mentor?
Enemy has B!
Well, even if I gave a name, no one would remember anybody. So, I mean, because Jess and I and Chaos and APOC and, everyone you see today as senior leadership or previous senior leadership, even Illusion, Empty, a bunch of others that everyone knows in the community, and, we all grew up together in KSI. So, I mean, technically, I could say Chaos, he was always a rank ahead of me. Even Jess when she got her director, but Jess and I were always like rivals. Like, our divisions went head to head every single week. Every other division tried to compete with us, but it was like, nah, Shadowhaven and SO every week.
Okay.
Losing C.
On to a less serious category, I suppose. What is the why paratroop? Is that any reason behind it, or you just, I don't know, one day said, okay.
Are you talking about my gamer tag?
Yeah.
I had it, originally I had, I was a big Halo fan, which, well, actually, I'm like the biggest Halo nerd you would never imagine. I've read all the books, I've played every single video game, I've even, assisted in building Halo armor and stuff, and there was always a Special Forces team on there called ODST, and, they jump out of orbit and come to space and everything like that, and just having that, and me being a history nerd, World War II, airborne and stuff like that was always, my passion. And so you kind of mix them together. It's like, hey, what do you want to do as a career? So it ultimately ended up with me deciding, hey, the gamertag paratroop sounds pretty badass. And I definitely, next couple of years after ROTC and everything, definitely want to try to go airborne and hopefully end up being a paratrooper at the end of the day.
That's pretty awesome. Not much behind it. Up to this point in KSI, what has been motivating you, and what motivates
you? Originally joining KSI, I just joined with a friend that, a friend from school. We were in a game, just said, hey, let's join. All right. And we changed our name 2 minutes after that. And it's always, I was never really a social gamer. I was always by myself doing solo runs on MW2, MW3, Black Ops. And then when I decided to join KSI, I was like, okay, well, let's give a community a try. I've never been anything like that. It was always competitive stuff. And I got really, really into sociable, hanging out with people, having fun. So, I would say definitely that motivates me the most. And kind of be like, oh, he's a leader. That's always going to say that. It would definitely be the members. Because, you know, I sit here and you can check my friends list. I've always just added random sergeants and we'll go out and hang with them and just play. I mean, I'm always, you know, definitely a sociable gamer. That's the whole reason I don't play the one. And Predator and I always get in arguments about it because I'm like, nah, the Xbox 360 is better. Because, you know, I like to talk, and then the one, you don't really talk to that many people. I mean, it's definitely still, I mean, my definite motivations, you know, today, every day would be just hanging out with guys, having fun, and enjoying, you know, the whole aspect of the community.
Losing Charlie. We lost Charlie.
Okay, that's great. What is the first game
Losing A.
console that you've had?
We lost Alpha.
I've had every single console since the Super Nintendo. I remember getting up when I was a kid, like, being like 6 or 7, going into my my parents' room.
I
You
see.
know, they would always play the Donkey Kong on the Super Nintendo, and originally it got my brother and I playing that, and then, you know, we ended up getting a Nintendo 64. I obviously played a lot of that, and then PS2, and then originally I got the Xbox like a month after it came out, with the Xbox 360 a month after it came out. And I always had friends that had the 360, the original Xbox, and they were always playing Halo and beat my ass every day on that thing. And so I finally decided, hey, Dad, give me an Xbox 360 for my birthday, for Christmas, and give me Halo 2. And that was my first game. I played it, and I got really good at it where I could, you know, beat on my friends, and I just started the whole competitive spree through all the Call of Duties and everything.
So I'd say, I mean, I guess, saying I didn't know all of your Halo passion, I guess, what is your favorite game? If it's Halo, I'm going to feel stupid.
Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe of all time, childhood game.
I mean, I would think of all time probably Halo 3. But I mean, there's, like I said, I'm an achievement whore. I play a lot of games. I really like campaigns and stuff. I mean, MW3, I absolutely love the campaign. Like, there's, personally, Modern Warfare series, I could not ask for more. But I would say, just because I'm an old Halo guy, I would probably say Halo 3.
Sleight of hand.
So taking a step away from games, what is your favorite thing that you like to do outside of games?
There's things out there in the world. Is that possible? I do a lot of things away from Xbox. I mean, recently, I mean, I'm from the South, so we do all kinds of stupid, crazy stuff out here. And recently I just got a gun, and I mean, like, that's something I've been doing a lot lately. It's just, you know,
Enemy SATCOMs.
kind of just taking the gun apart, putting it back together, shooting it a bunch, stuff like that. I mean, like I said, I'm a history major in college. So, I mean, definitely one of my
Scavenger.
I would say passions outside of Xbox is probably just brushing up on history itself. Big into World War II stuff, so I'm always reading books about it or going to museums or stuff like that. And I really sound like an old man right now, but it's something I like to do, so I'm not complaining.
This is a question directly from Paratroop 7 himself, is what is your favorite food?
See, look, I'm Cajun. Well, I live in the South. Bacchus is like 2 hours away from me, so I can't really answer the direct question. I can just say probably like crawfish or, you know, gumbo or something Cajun like down here in Louisiana. So something around there. It really depends on what my mood is of the day.
Probably the last on the favorites list is type of music, and I guess for genre.
Losing Charlie.
If it's on my radio, that's what's gonna be playing. Like it's like I don't have any music. I would say probably. I mean, I'm
Enemy SAT.
kind of like old school. I mean, I'm not even old, but I feel like I'm old school, and I listen to a lot of AC/DC, you know, rock, just old school stuff from the 70s, 80s, that area. But I mean, if you want to get to like today's stuff, I don't really listen to any rap, but I mean, history, country, just, you know, Linkin Park, whatever's on my radio, that really goes whatever happens, or whatever Pandora picks up. I mean, it does. So kind of all around the board.
Does the mood that you're in actually affect the music? Because some people are like, I don't listen to rock, etc.
Not usually. I mean,
Sleight of hand.
it's like I'm an easygoing guy. Nothing really bothers me.
Charlie.
So I mean, it's like you can talk down to me or whatever. It doesn't get to me at all. I mean, music it just happens. Whatever, like I said, whatever's on the radio. I mean, I'll listen to.
Enemy.
I mean, sometimes I feel like, hey, let's just get on Call of Duty. Let's listen to some dubstep when I'm not playing the people, and just go around killing everything, or rock and roll, or whatever happens at the time. That whatever I feel like playing the game with, and then talking to people at the same time. It usually depends on what I listen to.
Alright, that's a fair game. If you had to give advice to anyone in the, I guess, that's sort of above the, the base leadership position,
Enemy has Charlie.
captain or above, I wouldn't say it should be universal, but just a piece of advice that
Securing.
I guess that you think is really important that you could say to everyone that's in a leadership position, what would it be?
A secure.
There's so much that, I mean, there's a lot of things that people say, or leaders have said, I mean, Fuzzy, for example, he says, be the change you want to be to the community, stuff like that. I mean, on my level, especially with internal affairs, I mean, I guess the easiest advice would be, don't be an idiot, and there's always a second chance. You need to, before you decide to do something stupid in KSI, or decide to do something stupid in your personal life, talk to somebody. I mean, every day or every other day, I'll get a member from a blacklisted community come talk to me, or a blacklisted member come talk to me about stuff. And they're like, dude, I don't know why I did this. I'm an idiot. I'm like, look, if you'd have met me before this, would you have done this after we talked? And they're like, no, I wouldn't have done that. And it always seems like people end up getting backed in a corner and don't have anyone to talk to, and so they go just ballistic. So, I mean, that's my recommendation. If you're, in KSI or, in your real life, go reach out to someone, hang out with them, talk to them, try to become friends with whoever. I guess that's my greatest advice to anybody. I'm not really a, I don't go for poems or anything like that. I don't go for these famous quotes from history. I would just say, have fun with what you're doing in life, and if you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
That's a great piece of advice, and I like how, and I don't feel like anyone in the advice, I get around to this in an interview, everyone says something different. And that's great, talk to someone. Like, I probably would have left KSI if I didn't have great people around me that I could talk to, so definitely take that seriously if you're listening to that. What is the best, well, I don't know if you're going to say the best, but a great memory in KSI?
People say, hey, every time I rank up is a great memory, or, this certain event that happens is a great memory. I mean, like, every single day is really outstanding for me. I mean, I get on Xbox, I really love to help people, and so when I get on Xbox, I'm constantly helping people in their divisions or in personal life, whatever it may be. So that's kind of like one of those things. I think that's my best memory. Or if you want to get, down to old schoolness with me, the day Jess and I were both promoted to div leaders, and Chaos was obviously a director at the time, and they played the biggest joke on her and myself. They were like, oh yeah, hey Paratroop, Jess, we're having issues with y'all, you are both demoted. And there was dead silence in the party for about 15 to 20 seconds, and then Jess mutes her mic, looks at Chaos, says something, and I thought she was going to kill Chaos, but then the board started laughing and fell out and said, no, we're promoting you. We've lost the lead! Like, I thought Chaos was going to die. Like, I think that's the most scared I've ever been of Jess in my entire life, and that's why I don't get on her bad side about stuff. I mean, we pick a lot, but, like, my goodness. Like, I think that's something I'll always remember in KSI, even if 20 years from now, if KSI's still around, or whenever I decide to leave. I mean, I definitely want to think back on this stuff, or even, hell, let my kid join. So I'm always here trying to make the better of what I can in the community to last longer.
So what does KSI mean to you? And that could be like what it's like your favorite part of KSI, or what you like most about it, whatever it is.
We're winning this fight!
There's a lot. I mean, it's not just a simple words, knowledge, strength, and integrity.
SATCOM uplink enabled.
I mean, it really gets down to the core of what people take it as. I mean, there's so many people in KSI who, as we basically consider ourselves a family. I mean, that's the easiest way to say it. I mean, think about it. You go into a game night, or not a game night, a game lobby. I mean, we've all experienced this, and they shit talk the hell out of you, and you're like, what's going on? Some people can't handle it, and others are like, hey, look, I'm part of this family. I really enjoy it, and I'm gonna stay here. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've joined a Call of Duty lobby, got trash talk, then beat the dude like about 50 kills, and then he just rage quits out the lobby. And I mean,
spotted.
that's always something I would say. Definitely, KSI means to me is family. Because no matter what happens, you can always look at the guy next to you or next to you and talk to him about anything. So
Friendly
you just gotta
SATCOM.
find the right crowd. I mean, there you go.
Alright, that was really good. I think that's about it for all the questions, unless you have anything else you'd like to add, say, to the public.
Reiterate on don't be stupid. If you need help with something, simply message a leader or, a friend or message me. I'll talk to whoever you are. I don't care if you're a corporal or a private KSI. I don't care if you left. I don't care what you've done. If you need someone to talk to, go for it. I have room on my friends.
Enemy SATCOM spotted.
Or I can make room.
SATCOM uplink enabled.
Alright, so that was really
Xbox
good.
One sucks. Xbox One sucks, Predator. I don't care. Y'all probably can't hear him, so yeah.
You heard it right there from Paratroop, Xbox One sucks. On that note, that's it for today, guys. So thank you for watching.